Hello everyone, I'm Udana Vijayavardhana from Swinburne University of Technology, Australia. My research focus is about statistical modeling for the persistence of local shorebirds on Mornington Peninsula using citizen science data. My principal supervisor is Professor Denny Mayer, my associate supervisor is Dr. Pragalatana Puthure, and my external supervisor is Dr. Madhava Javardhana. The diversity of Australia's birdlife is amazing. Shorebirds are a group of birds that wade in shallow waters on coastal mudflats and the edges of inland wetlands in search of food. Australia regularly supports around 54 shorebird species. 17 of these species spend their entire lives within Australia. We call them resident shorebirds, although they may make substantial movements within Australia. Bird extinctions are now occurring at a rate that far exceeds their speciation rate due to risk factors such as climate change, habitat destruction, changes to wetlands and coastal environments, predation by feral predators, overhunting, toxic pollution, and ecological changes which are caused by natural or man-made influences. Each extinction diminishes the diversity and complexity of life on Earth. Habitat loss is a major driver of population declines and free-falling numbers of animals globally. In Australia, the trend is no different. Populations of our threatened bird species declined by an average of 52% between 1985 to 2015. Many shorebirds are also at a particular risk. The Mornington Peninsula is a unique place when it comes to biodiversity. It is home to a wide range of plants and animals, including species of regional, state, national, and international significance. The Mornington Peninsula is built of complex geological formations, resulting in diverse landforms and habitat types. The major habitat types on the peninsula including central hills, waterways, wetlands, cliffs and headlands, rocky shores and mudflats. Approximately 10% of the peninsula's land is protected within parks or reserves, including a national park, a state park, state conservation reserves, local bushland reserves, and foreshore coastal reserves. These remnant areas of bushland provide an important refuge for the peninsula's diverse range of plants and animals. The coastal environments of Mornington Peninsula support a range of coastal landforms and habitat types. The Port Phillip and South Coast dune fields and rocky shores are more important areas for shorebirds and seabirds, especially for hooded plover. Mornington Peninsula is also a popular area for visitors and residents, with little protection for shorebirds except for restricted beaches. Citizen science can directly contribute to biogeographical knowledge and conservation policies by increasing the number of recorded species in large geographic areas. The cost effectiveness of citizen science data collection offers the potential for scientists to tackle research questions on large spatial and temporal scales. Citizen science involves volunteers who participate in scientific research by collecting data, monitoring sites, and even taking part in the whole process of scientific inquiry. An important contribution of BirdLife Australia has been the development of citizen science in Australia. BirdLife Australia's projects form a vital link between volunteers collecting data, scientists conducting research, and decision makers who use and rely on that research. These projects engage community and organizations in conservation. Species distribution models can be applied to identify the extinction risk of threatened bird species, which in turn helps to begin conservation planning activities to protect these species before they are lost. The development of species distribution models has benefited biodiversity conservation through their linkage of science to policy and decision processes. These models have evolved to provide scenarios for future landscapes based on known and projected environmental parameters. We have divided our analysis into three main categories. Test whether there are significant differences in the trends for different species to determine which species are more vulnerable. Test the effects of temperature and rainfall independently to see whether shorebirds' abundance has been affected by climate variation in the last 10 years. And finally, test the effects of protected areas for each of these species. Records of annual data for resident shorebird species for the Mornington Peninsula from 2010 to 2019 were obtained from Atlas of Living Australia database. The resident shorebird species included in this study are black-fronted dotterel, hooded plover, masked lapwing, red-capped dotterel, red-kneed dotterel, Australian pied oystercatcher, and sooty oystercatcher. In this study, the climate data was taken from the BOM for 2010 to 2019. Our first objective is to see the species vulnerabilities. Shorebirds make up about 10% of Australia's bird species. Most Australian shorebirds are in decline due to risk factors such as loss of habitat and human activities. Australian shorebirds occupy and breed in a wide variety of habitats and wetland types. Some species such as eastern population of hooded plover are exclusively found on sandy ocean beaches, while the sooty oystercatcher inhabits both sandy and rocky ocean beaches and the associated mudflats. Australian pied oystercatcher favors tidal mudflats, sandbanks, and sandy ocean beaches. Damage of habitat reduces access to food as well as breeding success. Therefore, these shorebirds spending less time providing care for fledglings when stressed. We hypothesized that these species, which all nest on ground, will have shown declines in abundance in recent years. Our second objective is to see the climate variability. Climate variation impacts on biodiversity in numerous ways. In particular, it affects natural variability, leading to uncertainty regarding the full implications for biodiversity. The water availability is a more important driver of species richness and population size than temperature in the case of water birds. However, the rate and direction of responses to climate vary greatly among species and locations, with warmer temperature more beneficial at higher latitudes. On the Mornington Peninsula, temperatures has increased since 1960 while rainfall has decreased annually since 1950. We have hypothesized that shorebird counts will have changed over time in response to the variation in temperature and rainfall levels that have been observed on the Mornington Peninsula. Our final objective is to see the effect of protected areas. Protected areas are a key strategy for preserving biodiversity, but few studies have evaluated the effectiveness of this strategy. These areas will benefit the most from the actions that are targeted to enhance biodiversity. Our study of protected areas is a much less ambitious project, considering only one section of an important Australian biodiversity hotspot. We hypothesized that reductions in the number of shorebird counts will be greater outside than inside these protected areas. The development of species distribution models has benefited biodiversity conservation through their linkage of science to policy and decision processes. Spatial law temporal scales can confound inference about changes in species observation data when used to draw conclusions about potential impacts on a different scale. Our data is confined to a relatively small spatial area over a short period of time, and for this reason we only consider temporal models. The Poisson distribution is assumed for the annual bird counts. In this study, we have used ALA citizen science data and integrated Laplace approximation modeling in order to investigate the health of resident shorebird species on the Mornington Peninsula. The INLA is a popular robust approximation tool for fitting Bayesian models rather than the traditional Markov chain Monte Carlo method. This is becoming increasingly important in ecology. The key advantages of INLA are the ease to write and modify complex codes for complex models and the speed at which inference can be done even for spatial problems with hundreds of thousands of observations. INLA allows a wide range of different functions such as GLMM, GAMM, spatial autocorrelation, temporal autocorrelation, and spatiotemporal models. Combining this variety with its simplicity and computational efficiency. The Atlas of Living Australia data was mainly sourced from eBird together with the estimated annual growth rates in the number of sightings and the percentage of sightings recorded in protected areas for each species. Figure 1 illustrates the changes in annual sightings recorded for the 7 resident shorebird species over the period of 2010 to 2019 on a log scale. In this model, the Australian pied oystercatcher has been chosen as the reference level because it showed the least change in the number of annual sightings over time. When compared to the Australian pied oystercatcher, there is a significantly stronger trend for the black-fronted dotterel, red-capped dotterel, and red-kneed dotterel, with estimated growth rates of 21%, 13%, and 31% per annum. Figure to illustrate these changes, these trends on a log scale. We have used the annual temperature and rainfall variables to identify any significant effect of climate for all 7 resident shorebird species. No significant rainfall effects were found. However, significant temperature results were obtained only for the hooded plover. As shown in figure 3, hooded plover shows an increasing trend in cold years and a decreasing trend in warmer years. There are many ongoing conservation programs on the Mornington Peninsula, especially for the hooded plover. Our research shows that the protected areas are particularly important for locally threatened hooded plover and Soto oystercatcher. However, although the bird counts for the black-fronted dotterel, red-capped dotterel, and red-kneed dotterel were initially low, the results show that the latest trend is starting to reverse this effect with significantly greater growth seen in protected areas. Figure 4 illustrates these upward trends while also emphasizing the obvious growth in mass lapwing numbers. Temporal models fitted using INLAB provide flexible and useful frameworks for modeling count data using statistical models. While citizen science data has its problems, especially for comparing the relative abundance of different species, there are clear advantages for using citizen science data for monitoring the abundance of endangered species. For these species, the quality of the citizen science data tends to be better, at least in terms of the survey data collected in protected areas, and it would be difficult to obtain sufficient data from other sources. However, growing counts for other birds such as dotterels in protected areas shows growing citizen science effort for less endangered species, and this bodes well for future conservation efforts. This study suggests that protected areas are beneficial for locally threatened bird species. However, there are concerns about the hooded plover due to climate change, given its vulnerability to higher temperatures. Perhaps climate change is another factor that needs to be considered when designing networks for protected areas in the future. This study suggests that statistical models may indeed have a role to play in the future for addressing the challenges associated with monitoring the persistence of resident shorebird species and for investigating factors that are impacting these data. UDMTA is a Shiny web application implemented by me that allows to fit single species temporal models and estimate significant factors and the trend. It is useful for ecologists in analyzing species abundance or occurrence data, but lacking the appropriate theoretical knowledge to use this statistical software is required. This app develops based on R-INLA. You can access the GitHub repository using this link for more information. These are few references. Thank you very much for your time.